Do your photographs look the same as everyone else's? Struggling to get your photographs to stand out? In this video, I'm going to attempt to give you some ideas, how you can change that and make yours stand out a little bit more. You are watching Brian Northmore Photography. I want to inspire you to get more from your landscape photography and give you the knowledge and skills so you can improve your photographs. So what do I mean? Well, there are of course the obvious locations like St Michael's Mount, Bamburgh Castle, Brentor Church, all these locations which are easily found online on the internet, in books, magazines and even on TV. They're quite often easy to reach. They're on the tracks, close to the car parks, there's good easy access, good paths, and they're easy to find and often waymarked. Now, there's nothing wrong with these photo hotspots. There can't be, because let's face it, there are loads and loads of photographs of them. They look really, really good. They're photogenic and lots of people go there. So there has to be something going for them. They've got great viewpoints. Maybe it's fantastic wildlife, or maybe it's just that they are simply easy to get to and photograph. The problem is how do we relate to these locations? How do we find out about them? Well, if you're like me, you'll probably do a bit of research online. You're going to type into one of the search engines the location that you're going to. That might be Water in the Lake District, for example. It's going to give you maps, but it's also going to give you lots of imagery, lots of things which have gone before. Now, that's not a bad thing, because it tells us where the great viewpoints are, where we can go and take our pictures, where we can park. But it funnels us and leads us down to the same places that everybody has been before. And sometimes, because of restrictions and various things we can and cannot do, we can't get to other locations. We need to work the popular ones and those routes. So what happens then? Well, we simply go on to shoot what we have seen online before. So, is that a problem? Well, actually, it's not. It's more important that you enjoy taking your pictures and going out and you're happy with what you come home with. If you come home with some pleasing results, if somebody else enjoys it, then that's a bonus. So if that isn't a problem, why are you disappointed so often by your photographs? If they are well exposed and if they are composed and pin sharp, why are you so disappointed by them? So if you want to improve and come home with better results, keep watching. Take this location here, for example, Venford Falls. It used to be a fairly secret location, a spot that's not easy to find. Unless you saw it in a book, an exhibition, a camera club lecture, then it remained unknown to you. Discovering it for the first time by accident or map reading and a few clues was exciting. Now it's a given. Take a look on Google. Just type in the name of the location. You'll find maps, images and everything you need to see so you can find it. It's all laid out for you. Arrive on location. Those images that you've just looked at from the web and social media are still in your mind, clouding your creativity. So what do? Stop what you are doing. Turning up with your tripod and composing that great epic photograph with rule of thirds, leading lines and foreground interest, front to back sharpness is good as well. It isn't necessarily going to be your best image. Do all these terms sound familiar? It will. If you've ever entered a photography competition at a camera club, the judge will have said all of these things. He will have said that you've used the rule of thirds. It's classically composed. I can see texture. I can see detail in the shadows. The highlights aren't blown out. I'm not knocking photography competitions, and I'm certainly not knocking judges, because I'm a judge myself. But it's not the easiest thing to do. Try turning up. Try turning up at one of these competitions as a judge and saying to the audience, I've got no emotional response to this image. I don't connect with it. It means nothing to me. You probably won't get asked back. Because it's not possible to critique somebody else's emotional connection with their work. It's not possible to critique somebody else's memory of how things were. It's only possible to judge the image and the photograph that was in front of you. But here's the thing. Some of the pictures that the judges cannot, and you are a judge of your own work. We're all judges of everybody's work when we look at them online. But some of those images that you personally have taken, which may not be exactly following the format of traditional photography, those may be your best images. Those may be the ones that you do react to, you do have an emotional response with. It's the ones which connect you to that moment, the location and memory of a great adventure, a great walk. And if someone else likes it, it's a bonus. Be yourself. Most photographers get to a point where they start thinking about style. They ask questions like, what is my style? Do I have a style? I want this to be my style, and I like his or her style. Often photographers end up trying to emulate styles of photography from other artists that they like. I've done it, no problem. But that's only part of the process, and eventually you will realise if you really want to develop your own photograph style, forget about style. That's the easiest way to develop your own style. Forget about style and just concentrate on shooting the images you like in the way that you like them. When you stop trying to emulate what you've seen online, when you stop trying to emulate what you've seen other photographers produce, and when you just turn up on a location and start taking photographs, things that which attract you, that's when you'll develop your own style. And if you want to shoot it in black and white, but it's a sunset, shoot it in black and white, because that may be your unique point. That might be where you're different from everybody else. So forget about trying to emulate style, because the one thing that I will guarantee is that when you start doing that and concentrate on your photography in your way, you will start to connect with those photographs, those images, far more than you do with anything else you see in line. You will start coming home with images that you are proud of and that you enjoy, and that you are no longer so disappointed with. They may not be ones identical to what you expected, but they will be yours. Start exploring where you are right now. When you stop to take a picture, ask why. Something made you stop. Why did you stop at that tree, at that waterfall, at that bridge? It could be obvious. Well, shoot it and get it out of your system. Then sit down and have a coffee, some food, look around, listen, absorb and be absorbed. You will find other things, other sights, other sounds, bird song, the trickle of water, a rustle of leaves, smells, the wind. This is where your work begins and everybody else's ends. Your work, the work that has your style, the work that you connect with, and the way in which you connect with the landscape. Nobody else is going to interpret emotions the same way that you do. Nobody else is going to interpret the feel of wind in your hair or on your skin. Nobody else is going to interpret the bird song or even hear it the same way. When you start to make connections at a deeper level rather than just the visual, that's when your true creative self can come out in your photography. I tell you, I just can't. I've just got to keep shooting. This is what landscape beyond the obvious is all about. You may not be taking the most dramatic photographs in the true sense of what you see online and what makes you stop scrolling, but your photographs will stand out. They will stand out to you, and also they will stand out to other people that stop and look and take a bit of time to consider the photograph. They will be photographers' photographs. They will be much more on a personal level. They will be self-fulfilling. They will have been taken in a meaningful way. And guess what? There will always be an audience. There will always be someone else who likes your work. But you have to go and take the work and take it to them. If you've enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Also, put your comments below. I'd really like to hear about how you're engaging with your landscape photography. If you want to join me on my journey of taking landscape photography beyond where it is now, then please consider subscribing and join me on my journey and share yours with me as well. So until the next time, think about how you can engage more with your landscape photography. Have fun, and I'll see you soon.